Going live. We're live.
Are we live? Can you hear us?
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, how are you doing? And happy Sunday. This is our first ever live. We're very excited to be with you all this evening. Coming live streaming from Normandy, from the Chateau. We are in the most glamorous room, as you can see, Philip's office.
Yes, no comments.
Ziggy's bed in the background, Philip's mess, and some laundry, so it's really glamorous. Sorry,
we don't have a kitchen. We have lack of space and room to store all the things, so they end up everybody puts stuff in my office, so that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's not only my fault.
There's even my desk over there.
Exactly. It's not anymore my office.
But anyway, really excited that quite a few of you have joined us, and I'm going to have a little glass of champagne to
because we celebrate 300,000
subscribers. Thanks to you guys.
Thanks to you guys. Thank you so much.
This is for you guys. Thank you for following and liking and supporting our channel.
And we're drinking.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of people.
So it's going to be probably impossible for us to read all the questions while talking.
Yeah.
But we're trying to read and to answer as many questions as we can from here. But we also cheated a little bit and asked you guys beforehand to write us some of your favorite questions.
Mm-hmm.
And Anna collected some.
I've got some that I've printed off here.
And we asked our patrons as well to write us some questions, and some of them, the best ones, are in there as well. So
should we start with some of these, and then we'll get to some questions? Yes. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
hello, Anna Biarritz. Thank you very much. Oh. Okay, so we'll start with first question. Do you miss anything from the days before you started vlogging? I'll let you answer that first.
Do I miss anything? I miss shooting and filming with friends.
You mean
shooting as in filming, not shooting as in shooting animals. I've never done that before.
So, you wouldn't admit it if you had.
And I wouldn't try that on YouTube if I had. But I couldn't kill an animal.
So your old job, basically.
My old job, because I miss the teamwork.
Yeah.
And the working with good cameramans, and that was quite cool, and obviously. But I might do it again. So
I would probably say that I was thinking more like closer to just when we moved here and before we started vlogging, the difference between then and now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking just that I miss maybe the pace of the renovating. I feel like since we started vlogging, it slowed down because obviously now we have to spend more time filming and editing and everything.
So you would like to renovate more and film less?
No, that's what I miss. Just that's the only thing I miss is maybe the speed of the renovating.
All right.
But yeah, prior to that, I probably agree with you, and I would say I miss my old colleagues.
Yeah.
And not having to work with my husband all the time.
Who's your husband? Oh, me. You don't want to work with me?
Not all the time, but I love you. But anyway.
Oh, good to know.
So
I figured that what would be cool next time if we had somebody who would be here.
Oh, and could read
the questions and pick out the good ones.
Okay, so Charlie and Max, if you're watching
next time,
if you're still here, we will employ you to do that for us.
For the next time, yeah.
If
that's next time.
It's really confusing.
When we hit 600,000.
I'm really stressed because I can't read all the comments. There's too many. But thank you, everybody. I don't know. Can we read them afterwards, maybe?
Yes.
Yes,
sure.
So, shall we go on to the next question?
Yes.
Do you think you'll ever sell the chateau and move to another project? I think I would have said
never.
No, never, because I think I'm exhausted by renovating at the moment, and I'm like, I could never imagine to take on another project.
Yeah.
But then I'd say never, because who knows what might happen in the future. Right now we have a lot to do here, so we're going to be busy for quite some time, but
we're going to be busy for many years. But I do get sometimes a bit bored of projects. It's not the case here, but in the future, who knows? Maybe
you have a tendency to start on a new hobby.
So I compensate it with different hobbies and new things that would come in. Or maybe one day I suggest I come up and see another place and I will show it to you. No.
I have a hard time imagining putting so much time and effort and heart into another project and another place after we've done so much here. But maybe, who knows?
Yes.
Another question, what is your next renovation plan after the kitchen? And will Philip get to pick the paint colour? So after the kitchen,
in the chateau.
Immediately after, I'm not sure what, because we've still got our guest house open until the end of October. So it's a bit tricky for us to renovate and have the guest house open at the same time. But maybe once we're closed, we've got several different projects, haven't we?
Well, you have the outbuildings, which is a massive project that would take us probably at least a year to 2 years.
Yeah.
And it will start hopefully in a couple of months.
So that's the 2 longhouses, the thatched one.
The 2 massive house buildings that we want to transform into holiday rentals.
Yeah.
And inside the chateau, we have still in the first floor, we still have the dining room.
Yeah, which is currently like our
storage space.
And where we have breakfast and everything.
And we have 2 more rooms in the first floor to renovate.
Yeah, 2 more guest rooms.
I think we start with the dining room.
Yeah.
After the kitchen's finished. And
then we'll see.
And then we'll see. And before you ask, when will the kitchen be finished? Because certainly somebody asked when will the kitchen be finished.
Yeah, it's not finished yet.
It's not completely finished, but we got the taps.
Yeah.
And we got a couple of nice things that we can install this week.
Hopefully, I'm hoping this week.
So the vlog next week should be very good and should show quite advanced stage of the kitchen. Unfortunately, Benoit, who if you watched that, Benoit, we wish you all the well. He had a problem with a nerve or something.
A trapped nerve in his back.
And so he was resting. Now he just told me today that he doesn't manage to stay at home anymore. And he goes back to his workshop tomorrow. Okay. Even though the doctor told him he should rest a bit longer, but that's Benoit. So we'll probably see him soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, because he hasn't finished.
He hasn't finished.
He's got like 2 cupboards left to fit. Yeah. Sorry, we will not let you go, Benoit. You have to come back soon. Do we want to ask a couple of questions on the chat?
Yes.
So everybody
just randomly.
Oh my goodness, too many. Yeah. There's lots of people here from all over. We've got South Africa, Germany, Turkey, USA, Texas. Okay.
How did you get so many subscribers? Was it a certain video that went viral, or have you got any tips for others to get a big audience? Well, that's a big question, because I think every person on YouTube tries to find the key to the algorithm, but it certainly helped that we had a couple of videos that got some semi-viral, and that gave us a big amount of new subscribers.
That was this January, wasn't it? The 2 years, the recap, that went really well.
And I think that's where you make the biggest increase of subscribers, and obviously if you're consistent as well, that might help. But basically,
and maybe collaborating with other YouTubers, that can help.
That can help as well.
Yeah.
But you need to find obviously your voice and your style, and then see and try what works, and don't hesitate to question yourself. And if you see something doesn't work, then you have to change it. But there's people out there who are much better than us, so we are probably not the best placed people to answer that. But we're happy. We're really happy.
Are there any other questions? Otherwise, I can do another one from here.
Yeah.
Somebody asking whether we would consider designing a line of home decor and wallpaper based on the work in the chateau. So I have had quite a few people asking me this, and it's definitely something I want to work on. It's been a question of time up until this point. So I think once the kitchen is done, I want to definitely focus on getting back to my design work, because it's something I miss definitely from my daily life. We might have a secret project in the pipeline, and all will hopefully be revealed by the end of the year. So we are working on something exciting, and we can't wait to reveal it to you guys. So yes, you just have to be patient. And do you have any other questions that you found?
Yeah, there's many. I just need to find a way to.
Castle Tenberg they're in Belgium. Hi.
Please add subtitles. I don't know if I can add subtitles here.
Can we?
Because the subtitles we have, it's just they are auto-generated by YouTube, because we don't have the time or the time to make subtitles to our videos by hand, which maybe at one point we would do and we'd like to do.
Yeah. Okay, I'll ask another question. Whilst Philip is looking through the chat there, what has been the most unexpected challenge and most unexpected pleasure of setting up the B&B compared to our previous corporate jobs? Unexpected challenge.
Sharing our home with other people.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then unexpected pleasure of setting up a B&B.
I'd say the same. I think it's also sharing our home with other people.
Yeah.
It's on one hand, it's the most challenging thing because you're never completely at your home alone, but at the same time, you meet so many nice and interesting people.
That's very true. We've been very lucky. We've had such lovely guests.
There's days where just love it and days where we wish we would have more calm. Yeah. But most of the days we're really happy.
And we're very lucky that we've got now about 90%, I think, of our guests are coming through our YouTube, which is an amazing marketing tool. And it also means that all our guests are very understanding when they see us taking thumbnails on the front garden or making a bit of noise because Benoit's come to finish the kitchen and they're like reading their book in the garden. But that doesn't happen very often, but still people, I think they are a bit more understanding than if they were just normal guests who didn't know who we were or what we were doing. So yeah. Have you found anything?
Have you ever gotten into serious doubts about buying the chateau and your relationship because of this?
I think at the beginning, like you have rose tinted glasses and I think we were just so excited for the change and the challenge. And, you know, it was such a massive change for us as a family to move to Normandy and change our lives. So I think we were, and we love a challenge and a project. So I think we were just so tied up in all of that we didn't really stop to think, what are we doing? And I think sometimes with hindsight, you might look back and think, oh my goodness, I don't know how we did it. And I don't think I could do it again because it's a marathon. But I don't ever regret it. I think it challenges you and it challenges your couple, definitely. But it's an amazing adventure at the same time. So
kids challenge relationships.
Yeah.
Like every
Chateau's challenge.
And a chateau is just like another massive baby.
Yeah, renovating. Renovating.
Yeah, because for me the most difficult thing is to be permanently tired and to never have time to really rest, because either it's the chateau or it's kids.
Yeah.
Or it's the other things we do.
Yeah.
And that makes it challenging. But other than that, we love it here.
Yeah. Should we answer another one of these ones? So somebody asked a similar question. I wonder how you deal with the sheer amount of work you have on your plates. Does it become too much, and how do we deal with it? And did we have any inhibitions about thinking about working together whilst being in a relationship and raising children? So I think we never really thought about that, actually. We never really questioned how it would be. Are you looking? You're looking over there. Okay.
Yeah.
So we never really wondered, what it would be like. We had a good relationship and we get along and I think we're a good team. So we didn't think, I hope, can our marriage survive and our relationship survive like the pressure? But it is a challenge, and we do argue. I think sometimes people might get the opinion that we're like a perfect couple, and obviously when you make vlogs, you do not edit your arguments into vlogs because that's no fun for anybody. But the truth is it's a challenge, isn't it? And we're still trying to figure out how to have a balance. And
we argue a lot. Never in front of the camera. So we do, but then we cut it out.
People are like, does Philip make you laugh as much as he does me? And I'm like, no, he makes me mad.
Yes.
Makes me angry.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And especially when you try to be funny, and then especially when I'm mad and then you try to be funny.
Yeah,
that makes me mad.
Which I always do when she's mad. I just make bad jokes and makes her even more mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how do we deal with it? Well, we're trying to still figure that out, aren't we? We need to get more of a balance. We've got help from Charlie, lovely Charlie from Canada, who's been working with us this season on the guest house. So that's a big help. And we've also got a lovely lady, Esme, who's also helping with the cleaning. So that does take off some of the workload. And this week we've got your mum here helping us with the girls. So that's helpful. Having family to help out is very important, I think. People you can just call on when it's really like, you know.
Yeah, it's essential.
But I'm sure everybody can relate to that.
Yeah.
Have you found any other questions? No?
Yeah, there's a lot, but I try to find some.
Okay, I'm going to continue then.
Would Anna sail from France to the Mediterranean in Philip's yacht? I don't have a yacht yet.
Philip, did you post that question?
I didn't post the question.
Or you asked somebody to post it?
Somebody to post that. Would you trust me?
Yeah, I think I would. Not yet. Maybe in a year. I think you need a bit more.
Yeah, in a year, you trust everybody can learn how to sail.
Yeah, but I think
that's a no.
I think not right. Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. That's not a never.
It's good to know.
I would love to go sailing. I really enjoy it, but I think I would like you to practice a bit more before we go sailing, just the two of us.
Deal. If there's any sailors out there, I'm looking to be a crew on.
Philip's looking for a boat to hop on somebody's boat.
Somebody needs a crew. I'm
in the Honfleur area.
No, wherever.
Get in touch.
Even far away.
Okay, go get on your boat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, somebody asked, and I thought I would include this because it's just for fun.
Yeah.
What are our Chinese sun signs? So like our animal signs.
Yeah.
And they said you're both so compatible, complementing each other's strengths and talents. I'm thinking Philip is a monkey and Anna is a dragon.
Why would I be a monkey?
So I had to look and Google this because I don't know what a monkey characteristics are or a dragon.
Yeah.
And it turned out like a monkey is kind of cheeky and intuitive and curious and funny, which sounds like you, but you're actually not a monkey.
I'm not a monkey.
No, and the dragon is someone I think who's powerful, has a lot of strength, and
I prefer a dragon.
And courageous and something like that. Dragon? And actually, funnily enough, you're a dragon.
I'm a dragon.
Yeah.
I'm a dragon.
And I'm an ox.
Told you. An ox.
An ox. And I think that totally makes sense because I read what the ox is. And the ox is like hardworking. I can't remember the rest, but basically.
So you're saying I'm the dominant dragon, and you're the hardworking person next to me.
Yeah, you're just telling me what to do, and then I'm getting on and doing it.
If the Chinese horoscope says so, then. What advice would you give to somebody thinking of renovating a chateau?
Okay.
I would say, do it, but do it cleverly. Go through your numbers and think about why you're doing it and what you're gonna do with it. What's your business plan?
Because unless you're very, very wealthy and lucky, you're going to need to have some kind of income stream to help fund the renovation and the maintenance of a chateau. Yeah. Depending on the scale of it as well. I would say that's just my personal taste. Don't get too obsessed about having the perfect looking chateau in that it has to have a moat or a turret, or for me, like having the best location you can is the most important.
Yeah, I would agree.
So if you can find an amazing property, maybe it doesn't have the turrets, but it's in a really beautiful town or close to somewhere that's interesting. The best
location for you, of course, that would be very different from one person to another.
No, exactly. So research the area you want to be in, and and maybe you don't need to have a 100-room chateau necessarily. Also, it's not about the size. If you don't want to be renovating for the next 50 years of your life.
When do you think are you going to introduce more animals to the chateau, like donkeys, chickens, ducks?
Where is Ziggy actually?
He went for a stroll. He
was chasing flies earlier.
Yeah.
When
do they get a donkey?
Yeah, I mean, I think Philip tricked me because we just came back from holiday and Philip took us and the girls, well, not me, but the girls, on a donkey trek. And he was basically, I think he pre-planned it. And
it didn't work with Lily necessarily, but it worked with Ella. She said to Mom she wants a donkey for birthday.
For her birthday.
Yeah. So.
Our neighbouring chateau in the village has donkeys, actually.
Yeah. But Anna's a horse person because you had horses or
I had a pony when I was like, I grew up by the New Forest in England, which is a very beautiful part of England where you have ponies roaming free, and I just grew up like riding on the forest, and I love horses, and it's like my passion that I would love to have time to go back to at some point.
And my theory is that horse people don't like donkeys. There's like a speciesism. You don't like you like horses or you like donkeys.
Yeah.
But there are people who have both. They could coexist.
It's just the noise as well. I mean, let's see. I'm not convinced yet.
Chicken, we would love to have chicken, but we have a lot of foxes. So we would need to be really sure to find a way to protect the chickens.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have chickens for a very short time.
You wanted to get goats at one point as well, because you were researching about getting some goats that could maintain the grounds.
Then we decided to get a bigger lawnmower.
Yeah.
Which was the more simple choice. But who knows? Maybe at one point.
At one point.
We'd love to have animals. But of course, animals need a lot of care.
I think when Ziggy's a bit older, because he's lovely, but he's a bit of a handful.
He's absolutely bonkers. He's crazy.
Yeah. So not quite yet.
No, not quite yet.
Have you got any more questions, or should I do the next one from here?
Yes, good. One of these.
Please describe a shot that you wanted to include in a video, but discretion forced you to choose otherwise.
Oh, I know one.
Yeah.
We had a lovely badger in our videos.
Do you remember Benny? Was it Benny? Did we call it Benny?
It was Benny the badger.
Yeah.
And he lived there, right there, out there.
He just started turning up, and
he was a bit old. And one day he came, and he was particularly slow. And
I think he wasn't moving actually at all.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was breathing. And anyway, I wanted to go to film him, and he didn't move. And I went closer and closer, and suddenly he just moved a little bit, and I got really shocked. And I made a scary scene, and it really worked well. It was fun. But Anna, you watched it, and you said we can't put that in because he was.
He was dying.
He was dying.
And it was very sad.
I didn't realize he was dying. He was just a bit sleepy.
I was like, Philip, there's a limit to.
But actually,
where
he wasn't sleepy. He wasn't. Yes. Yeah. And the next day, he was still there. And
he passed away.
He passed away. Benny.
So we said no. I said no, Philip. Sorry. I don't often tell you to take stuff out of an edit, but I did say there.
It was a very good scene. It was fun.
Maybe we'll release it one time in a bloopers episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really funny though. It's not
funny.
Nice. It's not nice. Poor badger. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what else have we got? Does the chateau have a basement? And if so, have you found anything interesting?
Yes, we have a basement.
It's a very small basement for the footprint of the chateau, isn't it?
Yes. It's not everywhere. It's just basically the same size as the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's underneath the 18th century part of the chateau. And there's a lot of inscription, like they're old blocks of stone.
Which are like from a fortified chateau.
And they are very, very old, way back to probably the 11th, 12th century, where there was a Norman fortress. And later that was reused to build a fortress or a chateau in the 16th century.
We're still trying to figure it out.
Researching, we have absolutely no clue about that yet. We're really in the process of researching this. And then, so we have a date engraved.
Yeah, so the first one is 1545.
Yeah.
So there's one engraving,
yes.
And then there's a second one.
Came down, and there's a second one, which we believe is which is sure is the middle part, is the 18th century.
1776, and with the initials FLP.
Yeah.
So we've got a huge pile of documents, and we're trying to sort of, we've had Betty, who volunteered with us in January, photograph them, and we need to get all of those uploaded onto a website, don't we, so that we can get somebody to help us decipher, because maybe we can find out who FLP was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then we have a couple of other inscriptions from Masons, and they're quite enigmatic, and we don't know what they mean, but they're beautiful.
Yeah.
So we're certainly going to show you that at one point. It's a bit of a mess because all our pipes and heating and water is in the cellar. And because we still work on and it's a question, and I answer another question at the same time. We are still heating with the system that we found here, which is a diesel heater, like an oil fuel system. It works well, but it's very complicated to find something better, especially right now, and very expensive. So we don't have the budget yet to change this. But we didn't want it to remake the whole installation of all our pipes, connecting them to the fuel system, because we were gonna change them anyway. So we wait for the new heating system, which we might have in a couple of years, or maybe 2 years. And then we clean up all the pipe work down there. So for now, it's a mess. We can still go down there and show it maybe one day.
There's some old cider bottles, empty cider bottles.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we never found any old Calvados that we were hoping.
Yeah.
But
we found some old bottles, and we tried once, do you remember?
Yeah.
And for a second we thought it was old Calvados, but actually it was just wine that has turned into
it was really
vinegar,
gross.
and it was really gross. But we were so excited because the bottle looked old and nice, and we said, and then,
Calvados is like an apple liqueur, if anybody doesn't know. In this region of Normandy, it's typical. Have we got any other questions from over there?
Yeah, do you have from here?
How did we meet and our proposal story? So, how did we meet? So, I worked with a lovely lady called Nur, who happened to be from Philip's region in Italy. And she was leaving Paris. She was about to move to London. And so she was like, let's go out for like my last night in Paris. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then she was like, oh, I've just been invited to a friend of mine's for like a little aperitif at his apartment, but then we'll go out after. I was like, yeah, cool. And it happened to be Philip's apartment.
Yes.
And there was 2 of your other friends there. And I just remember that you were really good at cooking. I was really impressed because A, had an apartment. It was a tiny Parisian apartment, but you had very good taste in furniture. And you had cooked.
Mm-hmm.
You'd made a pumpkin soup with that really delicious Austrian, what is it?
Pumpkin seed oil.
Pumpkin seed oil.
You remember what I cooked?
Somebody once sent us, and I don't know who it was, but a
yes.
lovely gentleman sent us, and it's so good. And peppers, roasted peppers.
Yeah.
And they were so good. And I was just like, wow, who's this man who can cook and has an apartment and really good taste in furniture?
Yeah.
So that was it. That was how we met.
Yeah.
And then the proposal was a surprise because I didn't think Philip wanted to get married, because he always told me, I'm not that bothered about getting married. And I was always like, oh, I want to get married. But okay. And then I think you just were like, we just bought our first apartment together.
Yes.
I knew you were planning something, because you were like, okay, you need to take a day off work. And then
so we're just gonna celebrate the fact that we bought our first place together.
So I was like, well, Philip is not very romantic. I love you, but it's not your strength. But I don't care, because I didn't need you to be. I don't need you to be.
What do you mean with romantic?
But you were romantic once, and that was for the proposal.
That's a lot for a man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you rented a sports car, soft top.
Yeah.
And we drove to Champagne region, and we went to a really nice hotel. And before we went to have some champagne tastings, got a little bit tipsy. I
got her completely drunk before I asked her to be sure she would say yes.
Yeah. So
and it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And that was it really. Yeah. And it was just a really lovely weekend. Yeah. And I was very surprised. I was very, very surprised. I really didn't expect it.
And from then on, our relationship went downhill. No, I'm kidding. No. So.
Okay. Have we got any more?
Oh, with all the digging in the kitchen, I'm surprised the basement is under it. No, it's not. It's not the. I just said it's the size of the kitchen. It's not underneath.
Oh
the kitchen.
Not.
It's actually underneath here.
This is the old kitchen. The old kitchen, not the new kitchen in the 19th century.
All the rooms in the first floor have the same size, and this room has been split up. I couldn't tell you it's the size of the toilet, the laundry room, and this room. So it's easier to say it's the size of the kitchen. Yeah. But it's underneath here.
Oh, Anna. In the intro, explain where you were working early on. Your accent is lovely, but I can't clearly hear it. Do you say House of Baumann? Yes, that's true. Yeah, so that's where I used to work. Before I moved to the Chateau in Normandy, I worked in a fashion house in Paris called Baumann. It was a couture house in the 50s called Pierre Balmain. And I worked there for 10 years. It was amazing. I went straight to work there after my studies. I did an internship. That's how I ended up moving to Paris. Is I got an internship thanks to a friend of mine at uni, and ended up staying there for a year, got a French boyfriend, not Philip, because he's not French.
No.
And then ended up getting hired, and thankfully, because that meant I stayed in Paris, and then I got to meet you.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay, another question. In a parallel world, I know the answer to this actually. In a parallel world where the chateau didn't exist, what would your dream lifestyle be?
What's yours?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but I know what yours is going to be. So, what is it?
My dream lifestyle in a parallel world.
Yeah.
My dream lifestyle in a parallel world.
I think it would include a boat.
I was about to say underwear model in a Swedish, city or something, but no, probably having a boat and sailing the world with a boat, which means that still a possibility, unlike the underwear model, which I think might be a bit late, but the boat thing could still happen. And so I just need to convince this one here. Yeah. Sig is already on it. So.
I'm not sure he is. Does he like?
Oh, I spoke with him.
Actually, he likes water, but I don't know if he likes the sea.
He likes the sea.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a salty sea dog, he told me.
So you and Ziggy will go off the sea.
Yeah.
Oh. Why does Philip's name, I don't know why I put this question in here, but I saw it and I thought we'd answer it. Why does Philip's name have 2 P's at the end?
Why?
Because it's...
Most people have enough with one. Is that the...
Well, yeah, in England and the US, it's with 1. In France, it's with an E at the end.
It's a Greek name, and in Greek, it's a short form of Hippos, the friend of the horses. And
not friend of the donkeys.
Not friend of the donkey. Friend of the horses, and Hippos in Greek is written with 2 P. So it's just just.
But it's in like Germanic countries.
Germanic countries, they keep the 2 P.
Yeah.
I think that's the explanation. Maybe somebody now types now the reason is completely different, but it sounded convincing, and I think that's the reason why it's 2 P's. But the French have 2 P's as well. They just have
an E on the end.
They just put, for some reason, an E at the end.
That's a funny thing. When I first met you, I thought your name was Philippe.
Philippe, yeah.
And I
Philippe.
I think for about 3 months, I called you Philippe because all your French friends call you Philippe.
Yeah. And I didn't want it to be unfriendly, say, like, my name is Philippe. Yeah.
And then it literally, I told all my family, my friends, and then after 3 months, you were like, Anna, you know that my name is Philip, like in English. And then I had to like tell everybody that actually your name was Philip and not Philippe.
Yeah.
And then I still have some friends that call you Philippe to this day.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
Yeah, I don't
and all your French friends call you Philippe, so.
Yes, it also write with an E at the end.
Yeah.
That's why I can never spell my name. I never get any French emails because even though I told them how to spell my name, they put an E at the end, so they don't arrive.
There you go. That was an interesting
question.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Have you found any others?
How do you finance the renovations? It's a good question. And it has really changed since we started, because obviously when we bought it, we had a budget for our renovation.
Oh, that was a loan from the bank.
That was a loan from the bank. But mainly it's a guest house. We have a guest house. We have 4 rooms, and during the season we rent those rooms out, and that's how we finance the work. And since the beginning, we used that money from the guest house and reinvested it in the winter to continue renovations, and that's what you do. Now, YouTube became also a source of income. And we also have a Patreon account where many of you are patrons, and that helps, of course, as well, because we use that money also to do certain jobs in the chateau.
That money is only used for the renovation work.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of incomes, and I think you need a lot of income streams for a project like this to make it work.
Yeah. Somebody asked, I'm curious about how you feel about living in France. If you sometimes wish you lived in your home countries, do you miss them, or are you mainly happy living in France?
Yeah.
I definitely am happy. I love France, and I actually recently have some very exciting news, because I haven't told anybody actually.
So you just tell everybody.
I'm just going to tell you all now because you're all here. But I got my French nationality.
Yes.
And the girls also, and it's very exciting, and I feel really really special about it actually, and quite emotional, because yeah, I've lived here for now 13 years, and it's our home. Our girls were born here, and we feel very much welcomed in our little village, and the opportunities that we can have here are amazing, and we know that we could not do what we're doing here in England or in Chateau in Italy, because the house prices are just crazy, and these sort of properties don't really exist. We would never be able to do this. So but of course, I think what is really hard when you are from another country and you move to a new country, you're always going to miss things. You miss your family, you miss certain traditions or foods and things like that. And I definitely miss not being able to see friends and family as much. But I think,
But you choose the location in order not to be too far from
we definitely
the south coast of England.
We specifically chose Normandy. We're close to 2 ferry ports, so we knew that we'd be able to get back.
And with a sailing boat, it would take 2 days.
Maybe that would be fun one day. One day, if Philip's sailing is improving, I would trust him to sail us over the English Channel.
Yes.
Because it's not that far really. But yeah, and so yeah, I think that you're always going to feel like you're never going to feel 100% happy when you are from somewhere else, because there's always going to be something you miss about your home country, your family and friends. But we're very settled here, and we do love it here. Yeah,
I miss Italy
enormously. You miss the skiing.
I miss the skiing. When I say Italy, I mean the northern part of Italy.
You mean Tyrol, South Tyrol.
I also I love Italy. But I really love the fact that where I come from, there's 2 seasons. The summer is nice and hot.
You go hiking in the mountains.
We go hiking in the mountains.
Swimming in the lakes.
Fall is one of the most beautiful seasons because the colors and the trees, and perfect hiking season. And then comes the winter where you go skiing, and it's the whole year round is perfect. Whereas here in the winter, it's cozy, but basically people wait for the summer to come back. it's very wet. It rains a lot. It's like in the UK.
Yeah, that's why I'm used to it. I'm like, I don't have a problem with rain. I just get on with it.
So yes, I do miss Italy. I would be tempted, if ever we had another project, I would probably try to convince you to find something in Italy. But I don't
speak Italian or German, so
you speak Italian. Would be easy for you with your French.
I love Italian. I love like trying to pick it up, and I've tried a little bit to learn German. I understand some, but But I think it's always like that overwhelm of like, oh God, I got to try to learn a whole new language. But if we were to go to your region, it would be like, okay, I need to learn 2 languages. Because if you didn't know, Tyrol or South Tyrol in Italy is a small, tiny region where they are bilingual and they speak
trilingual.
Oh yes, there's also another Ladin, which is spoken in some valleys.
Yes.
So, but you don't need to necessarily speak Ladin. But you would definitely need to be able to speak German and Italian. And I don't speak either of those. So where would I start? I'd have to learn 2 languages.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. Well, who knows? Maybe one day when we're retired or something, you know. Yeah. But I love going on holiday there. Should we have another one of these questions?
Yes, sure.
Any plans to start making a little print to add to your castle? Sorry, guys.
Little prince.
I think they mean a baby.
Oh, a little. I thought little prince instead of prince. A little baby.
Yes. Why not? No. 2 girls is enough. I just don't understand how people can have more than that. I love our girls are amazing. They are so fun. But it's hard work, isn't it? And now we've got Ziggy. So we got a male dog deliberately because Philip insisted, because he felt outnumbered.
I'm surrounded by women.
Yeah, so I agreed and I said, you can have that, but we're not having any more kids. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you. We've got a lot of projects going on, but no more babies. Have you got any more questions?
During World War II, was your chateau taken over by German soldiers? Yes, indeed it was. It was taken twice. It was taken at the beginning of the war. It was for troops. So there was, I don't know how many 100 troops would live here, with the family still living in one part of the chateau and the troops in the other part.
Wasn't there some SS soldiers?
I don't know.
Because I remember I think France had told us once about her mother
Oh yes, there
telling
was
off
a general.
a general, like
Yes.
a German general, and telling him not to walk on her lawn, and then being told that she can't tell him what to do. Because I think they shared. They must have, a bit like us, how we are living with guests. They just split the chateau.
Basically the same thing, like our guests and SS soldiers.
No,
basically
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. No. But,
yes.
And
then the second time, after towards the end of the war, there was a hospital during the D-Day landing. All the injured German soldiers, some of them came here, and apparently there were over 200 injured soldiers taken care of here.
Yeah.
Which means that whilst they were here, a lot of things have been destroyed, not necessarily because they wanted to destroy them, but because they had other problems. Obviously, the fireplaces, they used the marble to split wood, and they had other priorities.
That's why we had to change all the chimneys or the fireplaces.
Yeah. But given that this place was occupied twice, I think there were places much worse off towards the end of the war.
Yeah.
I think if you put your arm here, the camera. Look.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for the wobbling. I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
I like my armrest.
You can rest on there.
Yeah. Somebody asked us if we would reveal our age difference. I'm wondering if we ask people what they think, and then we'll reveal at the end.
I'm a bit younger, and I don't need,
What do we think?
Unveil it.
What do we think the age difference is?
Don't say that. It's gonna be horrible. People are gonna be.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Nobody answers. You see, they 4 years. Yes, 4 years.
4. Oh, that's nice.
Tam and Hori Hamsi. Thank you.
8 years. 6 years. 9 years. 10 years. 10 years.
38 and 34.
20.
No, 38 and 34. 20. This is friends. Hi, I know you. Delete.
Oh, somebody thinks 42 and 26.
42 and 26. That's nice.
Somebody the other day thought I was 19.
Yes.
And I have like an almost 7-year-old.
All right, let's say we are both over 30.
Yes.
That's not a secret.
40 and 32. Yes. I think they're being very kind to me.
Yes, they're very kind. I like that. Normally, internet is not a place of
62 and 21.
62 and 21. Who's that? Another subscriber hidden from the channel. And here we go. Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
33 and 38. That's really nice. I like that.
Okay. Well, so the truth is.
Yes.
9 years.
9 years. Yes. 9 years. 9 years, sometimes 10 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
At one moment.
What am I? Am I 36?
Mm-hmm.
You know when you get to this age and you don't remember? I'm turning 37, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're turning. You're 46. So right now we're the same age, but then I'm gonna be.
Right now we're the same age.
Not the same age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now.
Okay.
Forget it.
So that's done. One thing done.
Somebody asked, are we actually finished with all the rooms in the chateau, or are there still rooms waiting to be renovated? Oh, we covered that one, didn't we, earlier?
Yes.
And somebody asking, I'm interested what type of video work Philip did before the chateau.
What kind of video? Oh, I mainly worked for TV. I did documentaries and documentary series, and a bit of feature film as well. I did a short film.
That went to Cannes?
That went to Cannes. And then I worked on scripts, which never got produced, but I'm not giving up hope. I'm still working on them.
Yeah.
And there might be new projects coming up.
And you did
but mainly I was a documentary film.
And you did some TV documentaries, didn't you? For Arte.
Plenty of TV documentaries, yes.
Yeah. But your
and some feature documentaries.
Your short documentaries are really interesting.
My short documentaries.
The first one you did in Papua New Guinea.
Oh, yes, I did.
And the second one was in Senegal.
That's so long time ago. I can't even remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right.
Oh, somebody asking, did we find anything weird in the walls?
In the walls?
In the walls. And I was thinking about this and I was like, well, I guess the weirdest thing we found was like the drawings in the 4th room when we renovated it and we removed the
underneath the wallpaper. Yeah.
There was also
it was cute.
There was a couple of cute little sketches. There was obviously some calculations for how many rolls of wallpaper they needed to order, and then there was a couple of cute little sketches I think we filmed this for a vlog. I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah.
And also a strange like etching of was like a flower. What is that called? A geometric, a rosace.
Yeah, I don't know what the English.
So we don't really know why, but that was quite exciting to find that.
Yeah.
That's about it at the moment.
Yeah. Also, the time is up.
Oh no.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that went fast.
Guys.
Oh.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yes, me too. I didn't even get time to finish my
Yes.
glass of champagne.
So I think cheers to
cheers.
Everybody.
Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you guys for joining.
And yeah,
What else? If you enjoyed that
Q&A,
we do Q&As on a regular basis on our Patreon. So
if we didn't answer your questions, we'll try to answer them next time, or
yes,
if you come and join us there.
And we wish you a wonderful Sunday evening, and see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.